Pine Harbor is a survival horror game set in a fog-covered remote fishing town that has been ravaged by a mysterious technological disaster. The game blends elements of exploration, resource gathering, and combat, all wrapped in a dark, eerie atmosphere. Players must navigate the town's unsettling streets, assist survivors, and fend off mutated creatures lurking in the shadows. The gameplay is inspired by classic horror titles like Resident Evil, offering a suspenseful experience where every corner could hide danger. Silent Hill F is an upcoming entry in the famous horror franchise that introduces a completely new story set in 1960s Japan. The game will explore a blend of psychological and supernatural horror with strong visual influences from Japanese culture. The game's design focuses on body horror and an eerie environment filled with creeping plants. Fear the Timeloop is a survival horror game that incorporates a unique time loop mechanic. Players take on the role of Sheriff James Cooper, who is trapped in a cycle where he dies every 15 minutes and returns to the starting point. The game's narrative revolves around solving this mystery and breaking free from the time loop with the aid of a police dispatcher, Rose, who is unaffected by the time distortions. The gameplay blends horror, puzzle solving, and action elements, creating a tense, atmospheric experience.
Officer, do you copy? Get to the main room now. The loop is closing in.
Too late. God has abandoned us.
Slitterhead is a horror action-adventure game from Bokeh Game Studio, led by Keiichiro Toyama, the creator of Silent Hill. The game is set in a dark, chaotic city called Kowloon, where players control an entity called Hyoki. Lacking a physical form, Hyoki can possess human bodies and use their life force in battle against monstrous enemies known as Slitterheads. The game combines fast-paced combat with exploration and body horror themes, as players unravel the mysteries behind Hyoki's existence and the terrifying creatures lurking in the city. Wronged Us is an upcoming open-world survival horror game from Delusional Studio. The game is set in a small, eerie town where players must explore abandoned areas, face psychological horrors, solve puzzles, and battle various enemies. The gameplay draws inspiration from titles like Dark Souls, Silent Hill, and Resident Evil, combining open-world exploration, dark atmospheric storytelling, and intense combat mechanics. Players will interact with NPCs and uncover secrets as they try to survive the nightmarish world.
You're too late. They're all gone.
You won't make it.
Hollowbody is a tech-noir survival horror game developed by Headwear Games. Set in a dystopian future in an abandoned British city, the game focuses on the story of Mika, an unlicensed black market shipper. After crashing in a restricted area, Mika must navigate through eerie environments, solving puzzles and managing limited resources to survive and find her missing partner.
Hey, we're doing this on our terms, not theirs.
Tell me, is she still alive?
OD is an upcoming horror game from Kojima Productions, developed in collaboration with Xbox Game Studios. Directed by Hideo Kojima and co-written with filmmaker Jordan Peele, the game promises a groundbreaking fusion of gaming and cinematic experiences. Described as both a game and a movie, OD explores the concept of overdosing on fear, pushing players to confront their deepest anxieties.
Dinosaurs ate a kite thingy fox, the jabbering crab, and the mad whale, and started wending and quacking.
EXP War Trauma is a psychological horror game set during World War II, developed by Cortez Productions using Unreal Engine 5. The game places players in the shoes of Krieger, a traumatized WW2 soldier, as he navigates eerie, surreal environments that reflect his inner psychological struggles. The gameplay focuses on exploration and solving puzzles, with no combat mechanics, highlighting the mental trauma and horror rather than typical action.
Start, you need to remember your name.
Who are you? How can you see me?
I'm trying to play your music.
Open the fucking door, Krieger!
Paranormal Tales is an upcoming first-person horror game that utilizes found footage as its core gameplay mechanic. The game, developed in Unreal Engine 5 by Digital Cyber Cherries, offers a hyper-realistic experience where players view events from body cams, smartphones, and VHS cameras. Each scenario involves exploring eerie environments and trying to survive terrifying events that resulted in the mysterious disappearance of various individuals. Routine is an upcoming first-person sci-fi horror game set on an abandoned lunar base. Players are tasked with investigating the base to uncover the mystery behind the fate of its inhabitants while evading deadly mechanical threats. The game's atmosphere is heavily inspired by 1980s visions of the future, creating a retro-futuristic yet haunting environment. Originally announced in 2012, the game has seen multiple delays, but was re-revealed in 2022 with updated visuals and gameplay, now leveraging modern hardware. Silent Hill Townfall is an upcoming addition to the Silent Hill franchise, developed by No Code Studios in partnership with Annapurna Interactive and Konami. This psychological horror game is said to take the series in a fresh direction while paying homage to its iconic roots. The developers behind the game are known for titles like Stories Untold and Observation, which adds to the excitement for a story-driven, atmospheric horror experience.
But for you, I think it's more than that. I think you're here for some other reason. And I don't want to be anywhere near you when you figure that out.
The Silent Hill 2 remake, developed by Bloober Team and published by Konami, is set to release on October 8, 2024 for PlayStation 5 and PC. This highly anticipated remake of the iconic 2001 psychological horror game follows James Sunderland, who returns to the fog-filled town of Silent Hill after receiving a letter from his deceased wife. The remake brings major graphical improvements with ray tracing, larger environments, and an over-the-shoulder camera for a more immersive experience.
I'm going either way.
No, you shouldn't be here. I'll be good, I promise. Tell him I'll be good, please. No, please.
AILA is a first-person psychological techno-horror game developed by Pulsatrix Studios and set for release on PC in 2025. In the game, players take on the role of Samuel, a beta tester for an AI-driven horror experience. The AI, named AILA, crafts disturbing and varied horror scenarios, each targeting Samuel's deepest fears.
Through desire. But I will reveal to you the real horror.
Scarred is an upcoming first-person atmospheric horror puzzle game developed by KOX Studio and published by the Iterative Collective. In this psychological horror, players must uncover the disturbing truth about a missing schoolmate while navigating through eerie environments inspired by nostalgic Singaporean architecture. The game blends exploration, puzzle solving, and survival horror elements, offering a narrative-rich experience with multiple possible endings. Karma: The Dark World is a first-person psychological horror game developed by Pollard Studio and published by Wired Productions. Set in a dystopian world controlled by the Leviathan Corporation, players take on the role of Daniel, an investigation officer. The game's narrative focuses on recovering fragmented memories and solving puzzles while navigating dark, surreal environments filled with monsters and hallucinations.
Getting to know you. You don't have to recall everything all at once.
Who are you?
I'll
What
help
do you want with me? What is that? Ah!
There, it's all right. You must have been here at some point in time, somewhere in the depths of your memory. But Leviathan has altered your brain. These broken images must have made you feel confused at times.
No. Stop. What are you doing?
I'm going to bring you back and help you find your lost memories, Daniel. Have you really forgotten her?
Daniel, wake up.
Project Mara is an experimental psychological horror game developed by Ninja Theory, the creators of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. The game aims to explore the horrors of the mind through a deeply realistic and immersive experience. Set primarily in a single location, a highly detailed photorealistic apartment, the game focuses on mental terror, Post-Trauma is an upcoming survival horror game that blends classic mechanics with modern visuals and soundscapes. The game follows Roman, a middle-aged train conductor who finds himself trapped in a surreal, nightmarish reality. Players will need to explore eerie environments, solve puzzles, and survive terrifying encounters with creatures. The game is heavily inspired by iconic horror titles like Silent Hill and Resident Evil, using fixed camera angles for an unsettling cinematic experience.
Hello everyone, my name is Roberto Serra and I'm the creator of Post Trauma, and today I just want to share my excitement and my gratitude towards Nicholas. He's been amazing. He's nailed the vibe I had in my head for Post Trauma since the first moment. He's managed to get something that feels nostalgic and at the same time it's all thing. So I really can't wait to show you what we've been working together.
Tormented Souls 2 is the sequel to the acclaimed survival horror game Tormented Souls. In this installment, players once again follow Caroline Walker, who returns after the events of the first game. This time, Caroline embarks on a terrifying journey to save her sister, Anna, who has fallen victim to a mysterious and deadly affliction. The game is set in Puerto Miller, a remote South American village with a dark history tied to the secretive Ismuit tribe.